All right, joined now by PC head coach Ed Cooley. And before we get started, I'm going to let you rag on me a little because we played golf at a YMCA event, and you carried our team.
I had a good time out there. You know, it's one of the things I love to do. I'm not very good, but I thought we were a good team, and we had fun. And
well, you're not telling everyone how bad I was.
We had fun together. We were out there. We were there for a good cause. Hey, you know what? You had a couple of pars. You saved us a couple of holes. You know, Press did a good job. OD did a good job. So we had fun.
We did have fun. All right, unique situation for the first time since the 70s, playing at Alumni Hall on Friday. I think it's kind of cool. A comfortable environment, pretty crammed in there with the dunk being used. What's that going to be like?
I kind of feel a couple of different ways about that. First and foremost, I'm happy for our students. You know, it should be an intimate setting for our students and some of our season ticket holders who are allowed to go. I feel bad for our season ticket holders who can't go. But because the dunk has Comic-Con and Comic-Con's coming in bringing a lot of business to our state, I get it, but we're excited to play the game.
You never know what you're going to get at your team opening night. Houston Baptist, what do you see in the matchup?
Well, obviously very nervous because we don't have a lot of film on them. They don't have a lot of film on us. You know, they have an interior person who can easily get 20. He's a senior going against our sophomore and freshman centers. So we're going to have our hands full. They're very well coached. You know, they scored a ball, you know, averaged 78 points a game last year. They shoot the three. They have some newcomers, so they'll be dealing with some chemistry issues as well as us, so hopefully the home court can take us over the top.
And then not to look ahead, but the quick turnaround to Minnesota, who's a nationally ranked team and could be your toughest opponent all year. So are you almost scouting Minnesota while you're scouting Houston Baptist? How does that work?
Well, you know, that's what our staff does. You know, I think our staff is very underestimated. I mean, they do a great job, and so you'll have a lead person do the scout on that. Right now, our mindset is Houston Baptist. You can't look past anyone. All of us have watched early film from the summer on all our opponents coming up, but it'll be a tough task. You know, very well coached team, NCAA team, projected to be in the top half of the Big Ten. I don't know, I think they were picked third or fourth. So we're going to have our hands full, and we're going to need everybody there at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Look forward to seeing you guys there on Monday as well.
Now, you returned everyone from last year's team, which is a great position to be in, but Emmett Holt, maybe your best front court player, out indefinitely, and then Jalen Lindsey dealing with the knee right now. So how is it knowing you have so much talent, but some key guys not to start?
It's been tough. It's been really tough, but that's why you recruit and give young men opportunities. You know, Drew Edwards has been dealing with a lot of back spasms this last week and a little bit of this week. So we're going to put the guys out there that we feel can compete at an elite level, the ones that are healthy enough to play. And, you know, when Jalen and Emmett get healthy, we'll welcome them back. But I don't expect them to play anytime soon because, you know, they're dealing with some serious injuries.
Who are some guys you're looking to take the proverbial leap this year in your lineup?
You start with your seniors. Kyron and Rodney have to play with that sense of urgency, enthusiasm, passion. And I think we're going to feed off of them. I think Alpha Diallo will make a big jump. I'm looking for Malik White to make a big jump, and Khalif Young, because all of them played. What we're going to get out of our freshmen early, we don't know, but I'm excited what I've seen in them. You know, Makai's given us great minutes. Nate's given us great minutes. DeJour's learning. So it'll be a team effort, but it's an exciting time, and I can't wait to play on Friday.
A little bit different dynamic this time. Last year, you guys were picked, I know you know that because you probably used it as motivation, 8th last year, was it?
We picked 9th.
9th.
Yes.
And where'd you finish? 3rd?
3rd.
3rd. This year you picked 4th, which presumably would be NCAA tournament territory. How do you, as a motivator, hey, people think we're getting back to the dance, change from this time last year when you're saying no one thinks we're going to get there?
Well, you know, you can't worry about where you're picked in the early part of the season because, you know, you play the games. We had a lot of unknowns, losing Chris, losing Ben, losing Junior Lumumba. A lot of people didn't know the freshman class that were coming in. They didn't know the versatility of Emmett Holt. Same thing with this group. I mean, we think we're going to have all of our guys back, but we probably not early, especially early. So we're going to have to do a good job coaching our players, putting them in position of where they're really good, hiding where they're not very good, and hopefully get lucky. You got to win your home games. You got to do everything you can to win your home games and get lucky on the road more than half the time. If you do that, whether you're in league play or non-conference play, you're going to position yourself to be one of the at-large teams if you don't win the conference tournament.
Now, even those great PC teams in the 1970s didn't do what you've done, and that's 4 straight NCAA tournaments. You have a brand new practice facility going up. Your contract is secure. It's a good time for the PC basketball program. I'm sure you don't take it for granted, but you look around and see where it was when you started here and where it is now.
You do. You know, sometimes when you're climbing the mountain, you never think you're there, and we're not there. But every now and then you got to take a look behind you and see how far you've come. And I think that is because of the leadership of our school. Brian Shanley has done an amazing job with Bob Driscoll and their vision of where they want the school to be. I think the Board of Trustees, they see the importance of athletics and what it can do for their program. And we have one of the best CFOs in the country who kind of is the behind-the-scenes guy. And my man Sweeney, John Sweeney, and he's done an amazing job beautifying the campus and allowing us the resources to get us to where we need to be. So it is a fun time there. Stressful right now, though, as the ball gets ready to go up. So, you know, you talk to Tim O'Shea, you talk to Coach Hurley, Coach Martin. It's stressful, man.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
Yeah, Dan Hurley tells me he loses like 15 pounds over the course of the season because he's so worried. Could you argue that the Big East going to 10 teams and your program ascending was almost at this perfect crossroads?
Absolutely.
Because you guys really benefit from the smaller league, all the schools being like-minded, some of the big football teams out of there. Could that have happened any better?
Right time, right place, right people. Great job by the presidents of the current Big East. You know, not letting football control our destiny as basketball schools. You know, we didn't have football. So we really don't need those schools.
Right.
And everybody, there were a lot of naysayers. Well, it's not this, it's not that. All we've done is put a minimum of 5 teams in the tournament every single year. We've won a national championship. The next iteration for Big East teams is to advance in March. You know, advance in March. And is it Dondero? Is that it? So we're going to do everything we can as a league to do the best that we can to advance. And if we don't, we try again another year.
You've been watching some of Dondero's stuff.
Actually, I watched one of your shows there, and he's not high on the Friars, man. And
I understand. Critical of everyone.
You know what I mean? Every now and then you got to be positive.
You guys are getting to the you know, you won a couple years ago. You've had tough draws, though. North Carolina twice, USC last year.
Well, USC arguably has one of the best front courts in the country this year.
Yeah.
And it's returning everybody. They had one of the best point guards in the country last year. They're well coached. They played well. I thought we played well enough to win. We just made mistakes late.
Yeah.
But, you know, March is all about advancing. You know, you want to get there and advance.
Right?
Oh, matchups are tough.
Yeah.
But no excuses. We got to do a better job. You know, Mark, we got to do a better job for you so you can be positive for us next year, right?
I don't know how much you can talk about this. I forget how the rules go. But a banner year in recruiting, what can you tell us about that?
Well, you know, 3 of our 4 players have signed a letter of intent.
So you can talk about it now.
We won't talk about it until Friday when all of them are in.
Okay.
But we feel the young men that we've added have given us incredible versatility, great depth. We needed some scoring. So everybody we targeted, we needed to be scorers and versatile players that can play multiple positions. I love the fact that we have somebody who's very local, can't say his name, but everybody here that's listening knows who he is. I love the fact that we have somebody coming from Boston, and we have 2 more kids coming from the South. So our staff has done an amazing job. Jeff Battle, Brian Blaney, Ivan Thomas, Kevin Kerbeck, and Nikolai. They've done a good job assembling young men that fit our culture at Providence College.
I like the suit coat always in the Friar black. And
you got to represent.
Do you do new suits every season? How does that work?
Well, you know, I don't know why they make us coaches wear suits on the side because you sweat through them. You know, your shirts are disgusting.
You
when
usually
you get
coat
home.
off by the 16 timeout, right?
Is that right?
Or,
in all honesty, I don't know when it comes off. I really don't. You're into the game. You're in the moment. But I like a nice suit. You know, it's something about when you go to the game, and that's part of your deal. It's part of your routine. What type of tie you're going to wear, what color you're going to wear. It's fun. It's fun picking it out. So I enjoy a nice suit.
All right, one last question. The state of college basketball, kind of a rough offseason when you see the Rick Pitino scandal, the UNC academic scandal, and then Adam Silver of the NBA hinting maybe that the one and done could be over with. What do you make of college basketball in 2017 with a rough offseason in terms of publicity, but still a game that obviously you love and all the fans do?
I'm glad you asked that question because I would say the vast majority, overwhelming majority of coaches do the right thing. We graduate our players. We put them in position to have lifelong success by teaching them life skills beyond basketball. There are people that have, you know, put a black eye on our programs as a whole of college basketball, but that's not the norm. We've overcome scandals before. Let's take this black eye as an opportunity to get better, you know, the FBI found something, we're addressing it, and we'll move forward. But let's not let it taint all the good that has been done. So many media people look at the negative side and they don't accentuate the positive things that we do in our communities, that we do on our college campuses, that we support families with respect to educating their kids, you know, and when they're sick, reaching out to them, making sure they're a part of their, you know, their health moving forward. So there's a lot of great things. When you go to the supermarket, and I said this before, you see that one bad apple in that bag, so you're not going to buy an apple in the whole store. Right. That's the same thing with us with coaching. We'll get better. We don't need the negative, woe is me, we're not. College basketball has changed a lot of lives, including mine. Yeah. And it's going to continue to change lives. So we'll get better from this. We'll move on. I like the fact that Adam Silver with this one and done, because what it does is, I like the baseball rule. Right. You can go right from high school to the NBA or a professional league. But if you do come to college, you got to stay a minimum of 2 years. Yeah. That to me allows the young man or the woman to get better in college, trend toward getting a degree, and then if you want to go straight to the NBA, you're not messing with college. You know, I don't recommend that. You know, if it was my son, I would want him to at least try college for a couple of years to grow up. But again, you know, everybody has their own, you know, financial things that they must, and you don't want to tell somebody they can't do something. Right. I like the baseball rule. All right, there you have it. Ed Cooley, thanks so much for coming in. Best of luck Friday against Houston Baptist and the rest of the season at the Dunk and into Big East play. Thanks a lot, Jan. Thanks for having me on.